Welcome back to MBE. This week it's Research and Development Week here. So you'll see some things like Bob working on the billet small block Ford, which will be an update for the billet small block Chevy also. You'll see Ian working on the new MBE CID LS7, doing all the port development for that. Me and Bob and Ian do all that port development together, so that makes it a lot of fun. Where one of us gets stuck, all three of us help each other. There's a lot of knowledge between the three of us. You got Bob, who's been doing it for, well, he's been doing it all his life like me. So, so he brings a lot to the plate. When Bob started here 13, 14 years ago, he instantly made a difference with our program. So Bob's certainly a very important part to MBE.
Today I'm flow testing one of our Ford billet heads, and the reason for the flow test is we're doing some R&D. It's the month of July in 2021, and usually during the midsummer is when only time we get time to do some R&D. Of course, last year was a different year, so this year we have to catch up, and even though we're really busy with production stuff, we still have to squeeze in some research and development. This head's been in production at MBE since 2012. It is a billet small block Ford head, and this head originally was made for Australian Pro Stock. We did this head in 2012 per customer request. So we developed it from basically nothing. We did the intake port, exhaust port, and got it right for a 400 cubic inch normally aspirated small block Ford. Australian Pro Stock uses the same rules as NHRA Pro Stock, except it's 400 inches. Dual carburetors on gasoline. We did this head, and it's at both ends of the record, the speed and the ET, and ended up winning the championship that year. So it was very successful. Because of its success, we offered it to customers who wanted to get into the billet head for other applications, and it served them well over the years. But now, fast forward to 2021, and we have a lot of different requirements now for this cylinder head. It's had its success, but it's time to redo it. So what we've done is reconfigured the port. And one of the reasons for reconfiguring it, it had a lot of port angle in the port for a short deck, big bore, short stroke engine. Many of the deck heights now are 9-inch, 9.325, 9.500, even 10-inch small blocks. So the port angle had to change. That helps the arrangement of the intake manifold. What happens if you have a lot of port angle, the manifold gets too wide, the runners get too long, it hurts the higher PM power. So we configured the new port with a flatter port angle, and we took the original port using epoxy and what we know, and right now we've got the first prototype part and we're doing initial evaluation. The initial results are looking good, but we still got quite a bit of work to do. We'll work on this for a few days till we get a final product. Once everything falls into place, then we'll go to scanning and CNC porting. But at this point, this is the first test in our R&D test for the new 2021 billet Ford cylinder head.
Ian has really only been here about 8 months, but wow, we got a good one there. Where every one of us are very, we have a lot of, we're very grateful to have him. He brings knowledge, experience, he cares, he is extremely meticulous.
Getting ready to sonic check around in the bowls. I think I need a little more cross section, especially over the short turn and my radius is approaching into the bowl. So I need to see exactly how thick these castings are and see what I have room to work with. And by using this sonic checker here, it'll tell us pretty close to where we're at. It's 140-ish. So basically just going to probe around and critical areas to the port where I think I need to add some more cross-section, and then see if I have room to work on it or not there. I have a little room. A little bit. So, after probing out the critical areas and the port, I have an idea of what I can get away with in the bowl and still leave enough thickness in the casting so that we don't have any issues with breaking into water or spring pads or anything like that. So we're about where we need to be on this casting, but we think there's a little bit more to be gained in the mid-lift numbers. So after checking our casting, we're going to go make some revisions, and we'll see you on the flow bench. Here we are ready to flow test our CID LS7. We've gone back and worked a little bit in the bowl areas on the intake and exhaust, and hoping to pick up a little more in the mid-lift. After sonic checking everything, I want to keep the port where it's a safe thickness, but still want to be able to get enough cross-section everywhere that we want. So as part of our R&D process, we'll go on and off the bench a few times. Myself, Matt, and Bob will all go back and forth as far as what we think the port needs for shape and cross-sections, and just want to try and get everything we possibly can out of the castings.
You'll see Dave in the background. Dave's our, I like to say Dave's our floater. Dave's in his 60s, but Dave is excellent because of that. Dave has experience for 45 years doing all of this. A lot of experience back in the Detroit area, doing NHRA Pro Stock stuff, anything back in the day in the 70s and 80s, doing all of that. Working with the Manarino brothers and many other people there in the Detroit area. But you'll see him, he does a little bit of everything. But it's great because we just stick him on something and he knocks it out. And then you'll see Scott. Scott is in charge of the CNC department. We also hired another person, and he'll be starting. We can't say his name yet, but he'll be starting. He's been working part-time here for a while, and he'll be starting full-time soon. And like I said, what you'll be looking at, you'll be seeing the Tech small block Dodge head that we're doing, the Hemi Tech head, and you'll see the billet MBE head, and we're also working on the CID LS7, and in the future you're going to see other things. We have a 20-degree big block Chevy coming out for the 18 because the truck pullers decided to make a rule against us, which happens all the time. We've had NHRA Top Fuel do the same BS to us. So when somebody can't keep up, we got to go liberal on them, and we got to make it easy for everybody. That's how sanctioning bodies work. Ridiculous. So we're going to let everyone go behind the scenes. I mean, there's secrets to what we do, but if you can figure it out from a video, you should be doing this for a living. So, because that's pretty difficult to do. So you're going to see some things that we certainly wouldn't show anybody, but got so many viewers, we just want to show you what's going on here, and kind of, you know, some more of what goes into it each and every day. So thank you. Appreciate you watching.